Yeah, watch those dry leaves. The leaves.
Catching the leaves on fire?
Yeah, I was just. Yeah.
Who's there? Connecting rod.
That's good.
This particular setup, what would you put in there if you had to own one?
What do you mean? Engine-wise?
Engine-wise, yeah. VR.
I don't like how, if I was doing a VR, it would be a 12 valve because I don't like how they act with anything bigger and they're not very serviceable. Like 3.2, 2.8, 24 valve, 3.2, 3.6. You got to drop the engine to do it. Like if you had to do a valve cover gasket or something like that,
Drop the engine out.
engine's got to come out. And trying to do it through the grill, pulling the rat, fuck all that. A TDI.
Okay.
Or something 4-cylinder. They're fun with a 1AT if you don't like go wild with them.
You did the bulk of the work on this thing, right? Who else contributed? Anything you want to talk about?
Jim Burlew, Zornig, VW, he helped me he did all the pipe work and a bunch of stuff. I have my my part-time guy that helps me with the shot, Anthony, he did a bunch of the cleanup on everything, painted the trans, put everything together, just do all the little stuff. Herb from Sport Bike did all the powder coating on all the pipe work, turned that around super fast. And that's about it. I had Sal, obviously S&P mounts.
But Johnny gave you basically a stock truck, right?
It was 100% stock truck, I just had the air on it. I use Sal for all the mounts. I've never had any issues with his mounts. Everything's always been good with his customer service has always been good.
The rear window. Is that a custom setup?
Loose Nuts makes it as a company.
Do you still got that one you were doing that 1.4?
I do. I just haven't had time, switching to the shop and all that stuff, just time went away. So it's in there, it's mounted, I gotta wire it. Eurokraft Performance, it's my shop. I do swaps, general repair, mostly known for swaps, custom wiring, shade bay work, stuff like that. I'm in Landisville, New Jersey, kind of South Jersey, like Vineland area. I started this as a hobby. I was a motorcycle mechanic. And I did that for 8 or 9 years, Suzuki's, Yamaha, stuff like that. And these were always, my first job was at a shop, the guy was into Volkswagens. I had Mitsubishis at the time. I had Mitsubishi Starions, I had a front wheel drive Eclipse, an all wheel drive Eclipse, stuff like that. And I bought my first Mark II VR and it was game over from there. And then it was just a hobby. The last dealership I worked at went out of business and the side work turned into a full-time gig. And then I LLC'd it and it was always kind of just like low key, do a couple swaps here and there, do some maintenance work. And then somebody decided it was time for me to get a shop and I got a shop and here we are now. That was probably what got me well known was the mail out harness stuff. But it just got to the point to where I'm kind of bored with it. Like doing the same stuff over and over, it doesn't really interest me. I mean, I got to do it because obviously it's money and that's what we do to make a living.
Now the car has to be there.
If you bring me the car, I have no problem wiring it.
What are you doing? What do you do?
I'm Johnny from volkscrack. Volkscrack is a community-driven brand. The shirts we make are, things I come up with that I think a lot of people think and don't necessarily say. I mean, really, we represent the true, deeper-rooted community rather than the more commercialized corporate aspect of it.
What we're all thinking, it's a good way to put it. These are a lot of things that we're not necessarily a minority, but not enough of us say it to where kind of shit that your shirts are about runs rampant.
So really that's what the brand started with showing up to different events and shows and supporting the community, bringing some cool stuff that people want to wear.
Like one of my favorite things in recent years was the get together you slapped together before May Day. Like, hey,
Right.
let's have this old school parking lot meetup. And that was so cool. It felt like something we haven't had in a very long time.
We used to attend an event in Maryland that really was the core community driven type event, and then it really got goofy over years. And I think that turned a lot of people off, including myself. Wildwood, New Jersey, September 9th to 11th is the weekend. The show is on the 11th. It's indoor and outdoor event. The indoor is strictly pre-2K only. So Mark 1, 2, 3, Corrado, Scirocco. It's in the convention center. We also have the outside of the convention center, the parking lot, and the grass out front for post-2K air-cooled stuff. Sanctioned, permitted areas around town to do get-togethers throughout the weekend.
So just like what's happening here in Helen.
Little smaller scale, yeah, because first year, yeah, but the hype and the feedback on it so far has been amazing. The way we're doing submissions is they are selected registrations, and we're doing it by rounds throughout the summer, which gives people the opportunity, if their build's not done yet, or if they hear about the event later on. So instead of just opening up and having everybody submit at once and then filling it up real quick, we want to do it in slow increments. So
it gives you also time to like mull some other cars over.
Yeah,
and
right.
say, oh, submit again next month or whenever.
Well, we opened up round one a couple weeks ago. In less than 24 hours, it got filled. We had a lot of cars, not a lot, probably about a half a dozen that were incomplete. So we just asked cars like that, get your car done, and give us a shout when it's done. It originally started as an idea that I had down on this island in Wildwood. I go there every summer, and I would drive around and think to myself, this is a great place for an event. There's cruising strips, there's hotels everywhere, there's rides, there's games, there's a lot of shit to do other than just car stuff. And I brought the idea to Matt of Eurokraft, and I said, I'd really like to do like a get-together or something down there. I started to talk to some people down there and put together the venue. The original idea I had was the parking lot to the convention center. I didn't think I could ever get my hands on being inside. That's like WWE is in there, high school basketball tournaments. But I reached out and it started to become a little possible. And I'm like, this could actually probably happen. Started to go down there, talk to the right people. And then Ryan from People's Car Podcast reached out, wanted to help, wanted to be involved. So we all play a different role. This is something we're all passionate about. This is something that, for me, myself, this is the escape. You know what I'm saying? This is the escape from everyday stress, everyday life, to be able to come out here and be around friends, around these stupid cars that we all love.
People's Car Podcast. We are here at the Roots Classic Pre-2K Get-Together. Beautiful location, Unicoi State Park, right on the lake in Helen, Georgia. Awesome turnout for it. So People's Car Podcast, we talk about Volkswagens. Try to keep more towards the earlier stuff, but we do a little bit of everything. We have been doing it about 2 years now, it's crazy how time flies when you're having fun, you know?
I love the loose structure to it. You guys aren't like, oh yeah, we're gonna put out an episode once a week, every week.
Right.
It's just, you guys went a month or two, a couple months ago, and it's like, cool, we're back, what's up?
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good, because you guys aren't like forcing anything out. It's all like
Exactly.
laid back conversation.
Absolutely, because we have lives, you know, we have our own things going on, we have families we got to, you know, take care of and stuff, so we don't have a really set schedule. We don't want to like keep it to a schedule like that, because then it's too much pressure. It's cool just to keep it loose, keep it fun, keep it current. Really nice turnout though.
Yeah,
sick turnout.
incredible.
What's going on, man? Beautiful car. I'm gonna park in the middle.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, bud.
You and Ryan are primarily Mark I people, really. I mean, you have your other American car. You're into a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like a little bit of everything, but primarily earlier cars. I've got a B3 Passat Synchro G60. My wife's got a Mark I Rabbit convertible with a 2.5 swap. But I've also got a Rabbit, 84 Rabbit GTI I'm working on. It's got 48,000 original miles, but it's a basket case. It needs everything, so it's a long-term project for me and my son. I've been hoarding parts now for the past 2 years since I've had it. I've been lucky enough to source some really nice new old stock in the box stuff. I got a brand new dash for it.
Do you find like a decent interior for it, or it already has
I need a driver's seat. Passenger seat's good. I sourced the back rear back seat.
blue interior?
No, red.
Red.
Red,
If anybody's holding out on a nice red GTI seat, give him a shout.
Red non-sunroof, so also need a headliner for it too. So
It's almost better to just make one.
yeah,
I mean, when do you ever see a nice headliner?
decent
come up for sale?
cardboard. If I can at least get the cardboard for it, I'll be happy with that.
So check out their podcast, and actually, if you guys look back, I'll leave a link and a screenshot over the camera here. They had me on a few months ago at Colt Classic, or last year. Wow, it was like a year ago.
It's already almost a year ago.
About a year ago.
Isn't that crazy.
They had me on. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how I held it together. I was so hungover during that, but it.
Dude, it was fun. It was hot though.
Yeah.
It was hot.
It was spicy that day. I'm
Yep.
glad we got that in nice and early.
Yep.
There'll also be a link to any information about Roots Classic. So,
Yes.
do you have anything you want to say about our little buddy Ryan over
Ryan's a
there?
douche.
Oh, we just say how much we love you.
You know what? I love his hair. He's got really nice hair.
He does have some nice hair.
He does. And he rocks the shades really well too.
He's a sharp guy.
He's a sharp guy. But you know what, honestly, like, he's been pushing to do this podcast for probably 5 years. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want no part of that. I'm not a good speaker. I don't want to, you know, record my voice or anything like that on any kind of platform. And like, we would just have these conversations in cars that would be going to a show or hanging out. And basically it's the same thing we do on a podcast. We're just bullshitting. It's like how you would bullshit in your garage, or, you know, talk at a show with friends, or, you know, people you haven't seen in a while. And I think him seeing that, like, we could put this into a podcast format was great, you know, for him having that vision, because I'm just kind of like the, you know, sidekick there. Like, he had the vision for it, and hats off to Ryan for that. So
The actual gear,
Yes.
the technical side of it. He has an
Yes.
extensive background in audio.
I'm flying in blind. I didn't know anything about anything,
yeah.
so I learned pretty much everything, which it's not hard stuff. It's just something I've never
It's
done
a lot.
before.
It's a lot of little stuff to pay attention to. A lot of
Yes.
physical stuff to hook up. And,
Exactly.
And monitor and manage. Yeah, it's a very labor intensive, and people don't
Right.
necessarily always think about what goes into it.
Yeah, but it's fun, you know?
Yeah. No, you guys nailed the quality right off the get-go. Quality's always been awesome.
Appreciate that.
The topics have always been great.
Yeah, man.
Ryan Bielman,
Yeah.
right here in the flesh. There he is.
Roots
Oh,
Classic is going to be awesome. You guys talking about
Yes.
Roots?
Yep.
So this is what this right here is all about. And we're just trying to bring it to everybody. We're trying to grow this love and passion for, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Grow this love and passion. Sorry, guys. Here's the mic. That's what I'm talking to.
He's just talking to my chest.
You guys are
We have bunk beds right now.
cuter than a button.
We're sleeping in bunk beds. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
He's got top bunk.
Are you guys really in bunk beds?
Yeah. He's got top bunk.
I need